The Blue Lab Brewing Company produces unique craft beers using all sorts of products, from green chilies to apple butter. Blue Lab co-owner Bill Hamilton says his business and other craft breweries in Virginia are taking off.
It satisfies the scientist in me, so I get to, make sure my numbers are right and think about what may have gone wrong or what is, what's going right. So it's always fun to just use that side of my life to make something that's more of an art, a craft.
Blue Lab changes its tap to fit the season. This summer, it served a green chili ale, a light beer that Hamilton calls a lawnmower beer. And right now, Hamilton is brewing a Christmas ale. The recipe calls for cinnamon clove apple butter, made in Lexington by Effinger Fire Department. Hamilton says the first step in brewing this apple hybrid beer is crushing barley grains into malt.
But the basic process starts then with taking the crushed up grains, and it goes into this tank right here, the mash tun.
As the grains sit in the mash tun for about an hour, the heat allows the starch of the malt to turn into sugars.
After that hour, we then pump hot water over the top of the mash to rinse the sugars off. And out of the bottom of the tank, we pump the wort at this point. It's called wort, W-O-R-T, and it gets pumped into this big boil kettle.
Then Hamilton boils the wort for at least 20 minutes to remove the proteins in the barley. The proteins are bad for the beer's clarity and shelf life. After this pre-boil, it's time to add the hops. The hops give the ale its unique flavor and bitterness.
Once that's done, it gets transferred through a heat exchanger. So we use tap water, cold water in one way, hot beer in the other, and it cools it down to pitchable temperature. Once it's in the fermenter, then we can add the yeast. We check the gravity at that point to make sure that we hit our targets based on the recipe, and we usually do.
Finally, the Belgian-style Christmas beer will ferment for about 2 weeks.
I heard about the Effinger Fire Department cinnamon clove apple butter. Said that might make a fun beer. Cinnamon and clove can go in that style of beer. So I said, let's give it a try. So it was really just an experiment that worked.
Hamilton says big beer makers like Anheuser-Busch and Miller are buying microbreweries and expanding their operations.